Hi Flosstube, it's Helen D. Today is December 6th for me, but I know for you, it's the end of the month. So happy December from past Helen. I am here to show you today the things that I was working on, my secret holiday stitching. I had some gifts and some ornaments that I was trying to get done. And then mail out. I have a couple things to mail. I have a couple things that we're having a holiday party with my local group a little later in the year, actually on the 30th, which is probably when this will post. So I have 8 things. I have 8 things, fully finished, ready to go. So we're just gonna jump right in. The first one is kind of something you've seen before. It's one of the trees from Hands On Design. The chart is called the Tree Lot. I made this for my mom. I did not get it done in time before she left for Florida. So Mom, if you're watching, you're getting this over the summer. And she can take it back with her next year. I finished it with some red fabric on the back and the cording and the little tree stumps that are the photo holders or the place card holders that you get off Amazon. And I did have another snowflake pin. So I put it up on the top. So that one is going to my mom. This one, when we drew names this year, I'm stitching for my friend Penny, who is actually the owner of the Daily Stitcher. And Penny loves Prairie Schoolers, so I picked this chart, Oh Christmas Tree, and it has all of these, as well as one extra design that's on the back. So I can't show you, but I have it, so I can show you that. It's this little slitter right here. I stitched this on Vintage Stormy Night, which is that printed gray version of Vintage Country Mocha, and I made it into a tree with one of the little holders. I did have to add, in the chart, it ends with this snowflake. And there's actually a template for making that shape, but it was a little tight. So I added just these 3 little ones up top. I did not put anything on the top of hers because I broke a pin trying to shove it in there. It's a little too glued to get in there. So this one is going to Penny, number 2. This one is a Foxwood Crossings snowman sled. That is going to go on to one of my son's teachers, to his homeroom teacher, his advisor, they call it. I didn't make ornaments for all the teachers this year because he's going to have a lot in high school, but I thought for his advisor it would be nice if I did one. So this one is going to his advisor. So that one is done. This one you may have seen because I actually showed it in the cover picture for the tart tutorial that I did, just because I finished it on the same day. This one is for my friend Jan, who loves deer. This is a chart from Heart and Hand in Bent Creek. It's part of their Friendstitch, so this is an unavailable chart. And I did the 2 layers of trim. I did a pom-pom and a rick-rack on one of the little tins. I did leave the jute hanger on this one because it was kind of woodland-ish, and it worked. So that one's ready to go. These 2, the next 2, are from Heart and Hand. Imprints, Fa La La, and Mary. And they're shown done in red and green. I did one in red and green. That one's just for Misty. Barbie is more of a pastels girl. So for hers, I picked 2 coloring, they're all coloring cottons, I just picked some. And for hers, I picked a pink and a kind of a teal. So this one is going to Misty, so that's Mary. And I finished them, I had these little boards and they fit on there. I stitched them on a 32 count. So I did a trim. They're a little big, so hopefully they don't mind a big ornament because they came out a little big. So there is Misty's. And then for Barbie, I did Fa La La, like I said, in a pink and a teal. Now for the cording, there was quite a bit of space between my stitched piece and the wood. So I knew I needed, I guess you'd say 6 lengths of DMC, right? And then you split it 3 and 3. So that's the width that I made the cording. And then this little piece up top, when I made the cording, I finished it so it would end. This one's on the bottom, Misty's is on the top. You know, you cut off your extra cording. I folded that in half, so it was kind of 12 lengths at that point, tied a knot, and this is that knot, and I just tucked it in with a pin. So if they don't want it in there, they can take it out, and it's kind of like a bow that matches. And I didn't have to make a bow. So that one will be Misty's, Barbie's. Those 2 need to go in the mail. This one I did on that Mint Splash Lugana. So there's some little, there's not a lot because it's so small, but there's some little white dots on that one. And then the last 2 are out of this year's just cross stitch Christmas ornament issue. There's some really good ones in this. So the first one is going to Carla at Cobweb Corner. And it was called to be stitched on perforated paper. There's probably a better picture. That one's kind of squished. So it was called to be stitched on the perforated paper, and I thought, not sure I want to do that. Well, so it's this really, really sweet mouse and a candle. And there's some beads on it. So I decided I would stitch mine on fabric. I used again that vintage Stormy Night, and I finished it as a flat ornament. I curved the top. I love those little beads. I think I'm gonna stitch this one again for myself. Some of these beads are actually glow in the dark. I haven't tested that yet. And I chose a fabric for the back, made a cording. Again, this little bow thing is just extra cording bits that I tied a knot, tucked them in there with a pin. So they are easily removable. So that one is going to Carla. And then the last one, I should have found these pages for you ahead of time, but that didn't happen. The last one is for Donna, and I've seen a few people stitch this one, and I also want to stitch this one for myself. Oh shoot, I should have. The mouse is by Beth Bradshaw of Fancy That Designs. And then this one is called Decorating Owl, and I've seen quite a few people stitch it. It's by Jessie Schofield. And there's really not a great picture of this one, but here it is. So this is Decorating Owl. It was called to be stitched on a dark fabric, so I just picked out a scrap. Donna loves green, as you all know, so I used a green on the back, I put the year down there, and then I added a bell. She gets a small hanger because I didn't really make my cording long enough. This one also has just a few beads, and what was really cool, a really cool effect, these branches are long stitches, and they're done with 1 strand of the white and 1 strand of a green. So it gives them a really pretty, kind of delicate frosted pine needle. So this one's on my list for myself for next year. And that's it. So now I can get these things boxed up and wrapped up and where they need to be, and start thinking about next year. You'd think if I would plan ahead a little bit, that would be good, right? Maybe it'll happen. It probably won't. All right, I hope you enjoyed and are having a great end of your year and getting ready for all the New Year's stitching. At this point, at the end of December, I will probably, if I haven't already, I'm assuming I will do my WIP parade the first week in January when school starts back up, because that one's a messy one to film. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.